filming for you. Distracted driving, jokes and games and interviews. Distracted driving, tune in, have a good time. Distracted driving, Ray and Tim and Jay from behind. And a hitchhiker, huh? Hi. And a hitchhiker named Jeff.
Oh, hey.
What's up, man?
Greetings.
Greetings.
And salutations. What's happening, everybody? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. We're missing someone who's going to be fashionably late. It's become his thing.
But that's all right because we got Jeff.
That's right.
That's right. How is everybody's week?
What was that? Why? What?
Because it was just,
Happy time.
you know.
Look at all the beer behind him.
I was
too.
I was saying this before we started. That wall behind you is impressive because I know that's just like, how many different beers is that?
There's a couple of duplicates, but it's I don't know. I haven't counted, but I drank all of them.
See, now if I was you, I would have like not put up any of that were bad. Like, say you didn't like the beer, I would have just crushed that can and not put it up on the wall.
I'm actually taking the ones that were bad and replacing them with the good ones.
Good. No, that's good. Stand.
But what if the beer wasn't good, but the can is really cool?
It stays.
Yeah.
I like the artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's how I've been picking my beer lately is the artwork, and then hopefully I like it. Like Laser Cat has a really cool can,
and the beer is good.
It's
and
really
the beer is
good.
really good.
So
I started doing it too. Right,
so it works.
right here. I've got a few, not many.
Yeah, I got you beat.
Yeah, a little bit. Did you have to
I mean,
glue
I'm
those to the
alcoholic.
wall?
What's that?
Yeah. Did you have to glue those to the wall, or they just stack?
No. And the funny thing is, Allie comes down here and watches TV sometimes, so she'll flip her blankie, and she knocks it down.
It's come down, yeah.
A few times, and I've had to put it back up. I'm not gluing nothing.
Jeff, do you just stick to the local beer, or do you jump around the country?
Mostly local. I don't know why I'm looking back there. I know it's there. Mostly local, but there are a couple from the West Coast that I enjoy. So
yeah, cool.
I like beer. What can you say?
Right. Well, welcome to Distracted Driving.
Well, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming on, because we're going to talk about a fun topic tonight: top 5 soundtracks, favorite soundtracks. Not this. We're not putting it in an order that everyone's going to agree with. I'm sure.
Never do.
God, no.
No, that's dangerous.
I struggled again. I struggled all day today.
I did too, because I went through my CDs after I already picked the soundtracks. I went through my CDs. I'm like, oh my God, that one. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, there are a few extras that I wanted, but I went with the original. I went with my gut.
I traded up
you guys,
3 or 4 times. I traded up.
Yeah,
had to.
How did you base your top 5? Was it based on the movies? Was it maybe you didn't like the movie, but the soundtrack was awesome?
No, I liked all the movies. Obviously a soundtrack is tough because you can put a soundtrack together. Not all the songs you're gonna like, but if you like most of them, it's gonna be okay. I just picked off, what influenced my life, basically. Like when I was 10, this is the movie I watched like religiously. So, oh my God, I loved every song. I loved all the songs that I could hear out of this movie, and
so
I went that way.
So basically, Jeff wouldn't be Jeff today without these movies and soundtracks in his life.
Different stages of my life, yes.
I've seen the movies he picked. I hope these movies didn't shape his life.
Might have.
They were good though. I like Jeff's picks. And Jay, any specific way you chose your top 5?
It all comes down to, remembering the feeling you had and going to the record store and actually picking up that soundtrack because you're like, oh my God, this is the only way I'm going to get this song because you had no idea who was actually on them back then.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that was basically it. It helped. Well, I did that a couple times. A couple times I went to movies that I absolutely love, and I looked at the soundtrack. I'm like, wait, this is junk. I just love the movie. I didn't love the soundtrack.
Or sometimes they'll just put the orchestral version on the soundtrack, and you can't find the soundtrack that has all the cool songs that were in the movie.
Right. And sometimes they just don't even put all the songs that were in the movie on that soundtrack. You get it home and you're listening and you're like, wait, where was this tune? It's not there anymore.
Worst.
Or they'll add a song just because it was inspired by the movie, but it wasn't even in the movie.
I remember going to Strawberries all the time, and it was just like I literally had to spend $17 for one song. Oh, so annoying.
If it wasn't a Kasingle, then yes, you did.
The Kasingle.
We talked about that last night. I got a bunch of, or when did we talk about that? Oh, on your show.
No,
it was on Jay's show yesterday. We were talking about Kasingles, I think. And I
don't remember. Everything's mixed together now. I don't know what I've done yesterday. Like, I don't know what we've done for actual shows or what we were Zooming about. So as far as I know, they're all shows.
Let's go to some comments. Nice haircut. I think he's talking about you.
Much. I appreciate it. I just got it done.
What's up, Israel? Yes. Rob, Tim quit already. I think he did. I mean, he usually shows up like a minute or two late, but I don't think he's there. Dumb and Dumber.
Great soundtrack.
No, he wasn't in that. I'm sorry. Ellis Paul had a song on a Farrelly Brothers soundtrack, but I think it was Me, Myself, and Irene. Way back, and The World's End. I just watched The World's End the other night. It's such a good movie.
I don't remember.
It's a little weird at the end. No, I don't remember the soundtrack either. Purple Rain. Yeah, that was on my list, and it got bumped off. But I mean, come on, that's an amazing soundtrack. That's almost not even a soundtrack.
I didn't want to go with the obvious.
That's just a Prince album.
Well, I'll get this out of the way right now. I did the same thing. So, like, one of the soundtracks was going to be Flash Gordon, but the entire soundtrack is Queen. So it's basically just a Queen album, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing with Trick or Treat. Awesome horror movie from the 80s, but it's the entire soundtrack is Fastway. Now, I love Fastway, but again, it's a Fastway album.
That's a whole other list, by the way.
Yeah,
Best of albums. Like Who Made Who was just all AC/DC songs.
Yep.
I mean, not Who Made Who, Maximum Overdrive.
Wow.
And to a lesser extent, you know, Rock and Roll High School with the Ramones. There are other songs on this album, but the majority is all Ramones. So again, awesome soundtrack, but it's a Ramones album.
I thought you would have picked that one, Jay, so now you didn't.
I didn't.
Because you showed it.
Top Gun was another great one. Danger Zone and
Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Tim is on his way. Okay. Thank you, Barbie. Molly Footloose is a classic.
Yeah.
Every song on there is good.
That's a good one.
And Star Wars and Back to the Future, two of my favorite orchestral soundtracks.
Yep.
I mean, the music in those two movies are amazing. I'll listen to those soundtracks once in a while just for that title theme, and then I'll pretend I'm flying or something if it's Superman.
That's John Williams, right?
John Williams, yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. John Williams is Star Wars. Back to the Future was Alan Silvestri.
Oh.
Silvestri, I think that's his last name. And then Singles is a classic, but we'll get to that one a little bit later on. All right. I have Tim not connected here. He's in the queue. All right, we'll have to wait for him. We can get to it. You guys want to get to it, or should we? Let's wait for Tim.
We can wait for Tim. We should like say hi to him too. You know,
hi to who? Hi, Tim.
Yeah. You know.
So Jeff is our guest, and I'm excited to hear because, you know, I kind of know Jeff's style of music. He's a DJ.
Do you?
So you get a good idea of the kind of music DJ likes just by what they play.
Yeah, but I don't play what I like.
You don't. I mean, you must.
He plays to the crowd.
I have to play to a crowd, and
I know
the music I play. I like. I do. But the reason I got into DJing, totally different genre that I don't get to play because no one likes it.
What genre is that?
I'm gonna get lynched. It's like dance, like techno, house, trance. Yeah, boots and pants.
But nothing's wrong with that. I mean, that's like your highest paid DJs. That's what they do.
Yeah. You see how far it got me.
Yeah, well,
you ever get a
I bought all these beers
in there?
What's that?
You ever get a fwah for fwah in there?
I don't want to be Pauly D.
Cabs are here.
And do you ever let it drop? Does it ever drop the music that you play?
Oh, it drops. It's progressive. It builds. It hits, and then it drops, and then everyone
drops. John, 2001: A Space Odyssey, a classic theme, obviously, to a movie. There he is.
Great.
Hi,
Tim.
Are you okay?
I know.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Woo.
All right.
So what time's the show start?
Welcome to the show. 7 o'clock.
7?
Close
We're
enough.
1 minute in.
I'm walking around the backyard. Barbara's like, "Aren't you on the show tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I'm on the show tonight." She goes, "Well, it's 7:06." Oh,
Hey, where'd all the snow go, Tim?
I don't know.
He shoveled.
And then I kept getting in the backstage, but it wouldn't let me on.
Weird. Well, that was us.
Oh, you got Jeff. So,
all right.
Yay.
What's everybody drinking? Jeff, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Trillium 7.04.
How many of those do you have? A trillium.
I wish. This will be going up on that wall.
I got my go-to Hoponius Union.
Jack's Abbey. Very nice. Tim?
I don't have. I barely. I'm on the show, Ray. Can't have a drink and get here.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I have a Buble.
Michael.
Yeah. It's the drink of all Michaels named Buble.
He was really upset about that.
Here I have a Diet Pepsi.
Okay.
Sure.
And there's
right.
Barbie.
Hey, Barbie.
Hello.
You guys want to? Hi, Barbie. What do you say? You want to get to it?
Yeah.
Ray's mad at me.
I'm not mad at you at all.
I forgot about the show.
What's that?
I forgot about the show.
Oh, that's okay. We were going to go on without you.
I'm sure
we would
you
have missed you. We would have missed you. Absolutely.
I saw Jeff today.
You did.
Cool.
I'm sorry I'm not wearing the sweatshirt.
That's okay.
I was going to wash it first.
I would.
Okay, let's get to it. Who do you want to go first?
Well, Jay, why don't you go first?
All right, sounds good. All right, my number one. I actually have this framed. It was hanging on my wall. Was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I don't know if you remember Bill and Ted. You
I think we all, yeah, absolutely.
Barely.
That one, of course. But I mean,
wait a minute, slow down.
What I said? No,
I thought you were going to the second one.
No. I mean, you got Slaughter, you got Winger, you've got Kiss, obviously. You got Steve Vai, Faith No More, Megadeth, Primus, King's X. I mean, this is a ridiculously good soundtrack. I loved it.
Is there anything from Wild Stallions on there? I can't remember if they ever put anything out.
No. But funny thing, you should say that. I actually have. They re-put this out, the soundtrack from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure as Wild Stallions.
Get out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. So nice. that was an easy one. I mean, my God, there were so many great bands in that. But the original one I re-looked over and I'm like, I like the soundtrack, but I don't know like half the bands there. It's like I knew Extreme and that was it. So that was Jesus. Who's that?
Don't mind me. I'm just.
An angel got its wings.
Okay. My next one is Lost Boys.
I knew it.
Oh, I used to love that one.
I mean,
that's a
you
great
got Success. You've got Lou Gramm, with the Lost in the Shadows. What was you got? Echo and the Bunnymen doing "People Are Strange." The Doors.
That's a great version.
Cry Little Sister by Gerard McMahon. Which I mean, I didn't know who this guy was, but that Cry Little Sister. And of course, I Still Believe from Tim Capella.
Yes,
the sax man who was
that's Ray's friend.
We met him, and I know that Ray's actually talked to him on his show. When we met him, he was like the nicest guy in the world. Took like 1 million pics with us. Had me holding the saxophone. He's awesome. So
he loves promoting himself.
Of course, he made it on. They did a Lost Boys comic book, and he made it on the cover of one of them. And I'm like, he's like, I know, I wish I had some. I'm like, if I had known you, I would have bought you stacks of them. He's like, oh man, that's cool.
Well, it's funny because as iconic as that movie is,
yep,
and the music is in that movie, his image is as iconic.
Oh yeah,
that image of him playing saxophone on the stage,
wearing a chain. That was crazy.
Yeah.
My number 3. This one, again, none of these are in order because I love them all. But we got Rocky 4.
What the heck?
What do you mean? What the heck? You've got Survivor on here. You've got what else? You got Living in America, for God's sakes. That's awesome. But the biggest and best part of this is because there's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. So that one's definitely on my list. The other 2 I actually don't own, so I gotta pick them up somewhere. So I sent you the graphics. Ray, the first one is we talked about it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on your list as well. Singles. When Singles came out, I mean, this soundtrack is absolutely everything that someone who was into grunge wants. From Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Chris Cornell, with Paul Westerberg, Mother Love Bone before there was Pearl Jam, Mudhoney, Jimi Hendrix. Smashing Pumpkins, Screaming Trees. There's not a bad song on the soundtrack. It's fantastic.
And they reissued a double CD right after Chris Cornell died, and it had a whole bunch of Chris Cornell tracks and deep tracks, and it had "Touch Me, I'm Dick" on it as well.
Yep. And didn't I get you that single?
You did, yeah. You gave me that single before the. I think it was before the double CD came out.
That's
but
awesome.
It wasn't Mudhoney. It was Citizen Dick.
Yep.
Touch Me, I'm Dick, which is based on a Mudhoney song.
That's awesome. I love it when they do stuff like that. That's a whole nother topic. Fake bands that make awesome music.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of them out there. We can easily do. They'll be the same top 5, but they're all good.
Scott, you don't need it. Scott doesn't know.
My number 5 is Pump Up the Volume. Christian Slater.
Dance.
Happy Harry Hard On. This was an amazing soundtrack. I remember going to the movies. Me and my buddy Matt went to the movies over at the Kmart Theater, and we were the only 2 people in the theater watching this. And I just remember listening to some of this music. It introduced me to people like the Pixies. I remember that was when I'm like, what is this band? And so I've gone to the Pixies. You got Soundgarden. You got Sonic Youth. A few other that I don't know, but the soundtrack in general is just awesome. I know in the movie, you got Beastie Boys. I think you have some Public Enemy. It was awesome. So those are
a Leonard Cohen fan because of that movie.
Leonard Cohen. Yeah. Let me see. What was his song?
The Concrete Blonde covered his song.
Oh yeah, Concrete Blonde. Yeah, everybody knows.
And then I found the original, and then I became a huge Leonard Cohen fan.
Nice.
All right, let's check the comments. Bill is talking about something Jeff's going to mention in a minute. So
no,
yeah, Bill's on your on your radar there.
Rob,
absolutely, Rob. Dead Presidents is a good one. I remember that one.
Yep.
Rob called Rocky 4. What was? Oh, here we go. What was Dirk Diggler's band called? Anybody remember?
No.
I just remember that You've Got the Touch.
Right. That's coming up in a minute too. Everybody loves Dick Grayson. Thanks, Dan. Mike would like to say hi to Jeff, but not the rest of us. So
that's weird. You could message me once in a while.
Hey,
you're alive.
Yeah. Dazed and Confused.
This was one of the ones that I went back and forth with. I wanted to put Dazed and Confused on my list.
Me too.
All right, Jeff, go ahead, man.
Man, see, Jay's really good at explaining all these things. I'm going to be like, I like this album.
That's right. He killed a lot of time. He
right.
killed a lot of time, so we don't have to do that.
Sweet.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So back in the early 90s, I was, definitely thought I was a gangster. So I loved Juice, the soundtrack Juice with, Tupac, Omar Epps. Come on now, nobody? Okay.
Yes.
I remember this.
Yeah, that's my most way out there one. But that one. I mean, I was a rapper, big time.
Yeah, I was too for a little while.
But rappers didn't look like rappers did back then that they do today. They we taper-legged our jeans and we were still fly. A lot of R&B tip. Come on now.
Was that fly?
It was.
It was then.
Not
Right.
Anyway, let's go. Let's move on. I like The Breakfast Club. How about that?
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Hip, 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 hip. Mm.
I mean, that probably has one of the most iconic soundtrack songs with Simple Minds.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure my brother wanted to be Judd Nelson with his hair. You know, Jay. I mean, you know. Oh man, yeah. So I just loved that movie and all the songs on it. Let's obviously Rocky 4. Come on, Jay. God.
Yes.
Rocky 4. You know, little better than Rocky 5. Little bit better. But yeah, John Tepper, No Easy Way Out. I remember when I DJ'd. Well, I still DJ in between sets at the Labor Day Bash at the Tradesman, and I cranked that song, and it was a little early in the evening. So Jay was like, "Oh, you blew your load!" And then Todd from Bad Marriage runs over, and he's like, "Dude, we have to play this song." And I think in your band, one of your bands, Ray.
Yeah, we did. That was I heard it. And I'm like, yeah, we got.
I'm
I
like,
went to Justin and said we got to play that song.
and it's such a great song, and it's like, I don't know, that's just a great soundtrack there.
Well, you don't expect people to play it, you know, when you.
But it's like, have you never heard this song before? And it like,
Right.
It like reintroduced it to him, and he like just freaked out. But like nobody was there yet, and I was like, damn.
Held on to that one
later. I think I did play it later though. It's that good of a song. Jay, do you remember Judgment Night?
Oh yeah.
This was almost on my list.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh my God.
This could have easily been on mine too.
Yeah.
That to me was amazing, only because this is like the first real introduction to me as like the mashup. Like,
Yep.
Yeah,
you got rock and roll guys playing with rap guys, and it's just insane. And the songs on there were just iconic in my opinion. And the movie wasn't
good.
Yeah.
I played the soundtrack for Dan today.
What's that?
You what?
I played that soundtrack for Dan today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was playing it, and he came downstairs like, "What is that?" Was the Helmet and House of Pain?
Was that Piven's first real good role, or Jeremy
He
Piven?
used to be in everything, but that was a big standout role. Yeah.
When I
Pretty early for him, yeah.
I rewatched the trailer and I was like, oh, I forgot he was in this. And he's funny as hell.
Yeah, he was a weasel in that one, right? He's the one that rented the RV. Yeah.
It was him and Emilio.
Emilio.
And what's the other guy?
I don't remember who else was in it. Was Dennis Leary in that one?
Dennis Leary's in the other one.
The other
that
one.
Dennis Leary was in it. He was the bad guy.
He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Was it Kiefer Sutherland? Yeah. He was a bad guy.
Jeez, who else?
Was it Kiefer Sutherland?
No. There was one other guy that wasn't even.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Else, but
God, I wish there was some way you could just type something, information.
yeah, I know. Why don't I Google it? Why don't I be prepared? All right.
I didn't even show up for the show, Jeff. So
good. I don't feel as bad then. Okay, we'll just move on to my last one. Of course. Oh, Transformers the movie.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, that you got the touch. Come on, right? Are you kidding?
Dare to be stupid.
Oh yeah, Devo, Dare to be stupid.
No, Weird Al.
Oh no, Weird Al. Yeah, it was Weird Al, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why would I think it's Devo? But that one to me, who was that? What was that band? Kick Axe. Kick Axe.
I don't remember them.
Like they have two songs in that on that soundtrack, and I think they're only known for that. But if you actually listen to those two songs again, they shredded.
I will.
Do they? Oh, they kick ass.
They killed. And I'm like, oh, you guys only going to be known for a cartoon movie.
But a great cartoon movie.
It was. It
Could be worse.
That's it for me.
So
known for
Cuba
the
Gooding Jr. was in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That,
And Stephen Dorff
Oh, that's why I used to get Stephen Dorff mixed up with Kiefer Sutherland.
Didn't he do Dorff on Golf? Wasn't that him? Wasn't him? That was.
So,
Tim, you're up.
Okay. You just flip one up and I'll figure it out.
Yep.
So it's just one of my favorite movies of all time, and the soundtrack's incredible. And we met him.
Yeah, we watched that second row, I think.
So I didn't pick a lot of soundtracks knowing you two. Like I would have had singles, I would have had Rocky, so I went out of my list. We didn't all have the same 5 CDs. But I still have one left over from Jay so far. I'm sure. But I did want to get this one. That's the one that's left. So I picked 6. So this would be my 6th one.
ooh,
I could do this all day. So during the 90s, I worked at Newbury Comics, and we used to get all the soundtracks in for free when you work at the record store. And nobody ever took the soundtracks. Like everybody's like, I got to take the Beastie Boys album. I'm taking all the soundtracks because they were always like the greatest. Like these bands that you would never hear ever again were on these soundtracks, and they were awesome. Like you said, the Kings, whatever. So, but
what songs that you couldn't get on their regular albums,
right? You know, in the Pump Up the Volume, Concrete Blonde singing that song, Everybody Knows, was huge. And then I always like to research it. So then I'm like, oh, okay, that's not their song. It's Leonard Cohen's song. And then I deep dive into Leonard Cohen because of Pump Up the Volume. You know, I became a Leonard Cohen fan.
That's awesome.
So, and then Pixies were on there. I love every song on this album is awesome. You can just play this album all the time. And I got to go watch the movie again. It's just such a bluegrass.
Never seen it.
Did Steve Martin have a song on that got not an Academy Award, well, maybe it was.
I don't think that was it. I know what you're talking about. I don't think that was it. I could be wrong.
I think he plays one of those songs, the Foggy Mountain Boys.
Yeah, the Mountain Boys is awesome. They play, so there's one band doing a lot of the songs, and then the songs are done in the movie. The movie is a part musical. It's just a great movie.
Well, this one could have made my list, Tim.
Oh, I love it. So I saw this movie in the theater 5 times in 1 week. So the cool thing about this album is it has the dialogue from the movie in it.
Yeah.
And I love that. I listen to that just as much. Like I never skip a song. I listen to the whole thing start to finish, and they have the whole conversation about the burger and like all that. Everything's in there. Like who's Zed, buddy, the baby? Like I don't know. It's just such a great soundtrack.
And then it leads perfectly into whatever the next song is.
Right. Yeah. It's its own little entertainment clip it for like 90 minutes.
Yeah. This one could have made my list too. Love this one.
That's just a great collection of old songs.
Fantastic.
There's not a bad song on there.
Nope.
It's awesome because it's basically a mixtape. That's what I mean. That's
what it is. Yeah. And it's from the year he was born. So he was 83 or something like that. 82, 81.
Yeah. What was the second? Was the second one as good? I don't remember. No.
I went and looked at it today, and it wasn't as good.
And then you threw a 6th one. Actually, was Pump Up the Volume your 6th one?
I would have claimed Pump Up the Volume. Pump Up the Volume is when I sent you last, saying I forgot about this one. Yeah.
Okay. This is a great one. This one surprised me.
It's just a great album. The whole album. This isn't a bad song in the album. It's also one of those. When we talked last week about things that happened during your lifetime at certain times.
Yeah.
I got this from the Easter Bunny on Easter, the year the movie came out, and traditionally, I know that my parents have recently been watching this show, so they'll probably not agree with this following statement, but historically on Easter, I would get grounded. And it usually had to do with a conversation of it's time to go to church, and I would explain why it's not time to go to church. And then so whatever I got for Easter pretty much either was taken away from me, or in this case, you become very close friends with it while you're locked in your room listening to the Dirty Dancing CD over and over and over again. It's just a great CD. And I really love the Patrick Swayze song on there. So
She's Like the Wind.
She's Like the Wind is a brilliant song.
It's really good.
You know, it's amazing he did that and never put out another song after that.
He wrote it.
I know.
Yeah. He took it to the producers going, I got a song for the soundtrack. And they pretty much just laughed at him.
At the time, I was really into oldies music. So the fact that Bill Medley did a song on that.
Oh, it was awesome.
And there's a couple other oldies on that soundtrack. Yep. I had that soundtrack as well.
And again, it was one of those soundtracks that made me go find other music. Like, and that's what I loved about soundtracks. Like, it just forced me to go look at stuff. I mean, I used to religiously study music back then. So,
all right, let's.
Is that all mine?
That's all yours. Yeah, all 6 of them.
Thank you.
We have a lot of comments here. Let's see. This is embarrassing to say, but there are some musical theater and Disney stuff that have great soundtracks. Agreed.
The Lion King is an incredible soundtrack.
Yeah.
Frozen.
And it was
all over that one, isn't it?
Tim Rice.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Rocky V, the one that had the 4, rather. Sorry. No, what's the robot in 3? I think the robot was in 3.
Robot's in 4.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right. This. Yes.
Yeah.
Vision Quest was almost on my list.
So I actually have that one. And that is very close to being on my list as well.
That was so close to being on my list.
So at the beginning of the movie, he comes out running to Only the Young from Journey. It sets up the movie. That's the first song on the album. And then you've got Lunatic Fringe when he's training. Lunatic Fringe. I mean, come on.
My mother-in-law actually said that today. She's like, "Oh, what's that movie? Oh, Lunatic Fringe." Yeah, she was all over Vision Quest.
It's got Sammy on there.
Mary.
Huh?
It was Mary.
Sammy Hagar, I'll Fall in Love Again, Hot Blooded, and then Madonna for the slow song, Crazy for You.
Awesome.
That's not old. You're not old. We're all old. What else we got here? Blues Brothers is amazing. Dazed and Confused. Yeah, we talked about that. And Star Wars.
Any scores like that are just amazing.
The Crow was on my list.
Oh, yeah.
I took it off.
But I forgot about The Crow. That should be on my list.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to the Stand? Remember the TV miniseries, The Stand?
Yep. Stephen King, yeah.
There was a soundtrack for that, and the score is incredible. Yeah, we used to play it at Newbury all the time.
Oh, cool.
You're kidding.
Only had one song on it. It was Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was all just the musical score. And the musical score was just brilliant.
Well, I am Ray.
I am Jay.
I am Jeff.
I thought you'd be Don. Oh, I am Sam. The
movie. All Beatles covers.
Yeah.
Don.
I'm like, why are we introducing ourselves?
Dumb joke. Scrolling through, what else we got here? The Monkey's Head. Yeah, yep. I watched that once. That is such a freaky movie. But
it's a mind trip, man.
So Mick, really is. I have the Monkey's Head on vinyl, signed by Mickey and Peter.
Nice.
And I am the only sober person on the planet that probably enjoys that movie. Absolutely love that movie.
Didn't
everybody's like, you can't watch it sober? I'm like, oh, really? I've been watching it sober for years.
Didn't Jack Nicholson have something to do with that movie?
He wrote it. He wrote it. Yeah.
He wrote the whole thing. Yeah.
He's one of the writers. Yeah.
Okay. And then Fitzy commenting on Judgment Night.
The Judgment Night. Yes. Yeah.
That is a good one.
That's the song I played for Dan this morning. He started freaking out. Comes downstairs.
Empire Records is awesome.
Empire Records all day long.
Yep. Wow, we're getting a lot of comments here. Never Ending Story.
Never Ending Story. Oh.
My God. That's the Universe. That's a good one.
More Beatles, right?
Movie, yeah.
All right, let me do mine. Who wrote it? I don't know. What happened? Mick, you okay?
Mick's keyboard broke.
You love that movie.
All right, let's do mine.
Do it.
So I had pulled out a bunch because I've got albums here. I found some iconic ones. Like this one's pretty iconic from the TV show.
Glenn Frey.
Glenn Frey has 2 songs on the same side.
Yeah, Smuggler's Blues and what's the other one?
You Belong to the City.
Yeah.
In the Air Tonight was a huge part of that series. I got the Rocky 3, Eye of the Tiger, baby.
Yep.
And that's about it. Eye of the Tiger. Take You Back. They were trying to promote that one.
Big letter.
Take You Back's on here twice, by the way.
What?
Saturday Night Fever, double album.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got obviously Bee Gees. It's like a best of the Bee Gees, but so many more good songs on there.
Very good.
Is there a best of the Bee Gees, though?
A few.
Yeah. So I picked a lot of my soundtracks because when I listen to them, I can see the movie in my head. The music playing is so important to the movie that you could just picture the scenes happening. One of those is and mine's not in order either.
I was gonna pick the Muppet movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I almost picked that.
I may have gotten this from Jay's shop. I can't remember, but this, I mean, you listen to it and it just goes right through the entire movie, starting with Rainbow Connection. And it's something you can play for the kids. And it's timeless, I think.
Justin and Ray cover that song.
We did. It was a lot of fun.
Moving right along.
I
said moving right along, Ray.
Moving right along. Singles.
Yep.
Of course. This is the double. But it only has 3 songs on each side, so it's it's like a heavier, almost like a photo.
Yeah, it's the 180 gram.
See, I can't pick that album. I'm not allowed to.
Oh yes, I've heard the story. But like Jay's already talked about this, but it's just got so many of those great Seattle tunes on it. And the band's really before they broke too. Pearl Jam was in the movie. They played Citizen Dick, and Paul Westerfield.
Yep.
Westerberg. Dyslexic Heart. I love those songs.
Love that tune.
Let's see. And then I have some screenshots here. My other ones. Dazed and Confused made mine.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's in my top.
It's just a soundtrack to the 70s, basically, but every song on there is a favorite.
I smoked a lot of weed to it.
So a lot of the movies that I love and the music just follows right along. They all have to do with like teenage, senior year, last bash before graduation. So obviously Dazed and Confused, and Can't Hardly Wait was another one.
The Replacements are on that. Matthew Sweet. I love Matthew Sweet.
Yeah. Farther Down. I love that song. Third Eye Blind, Smash Mouth, Blink-182. Busta Rhymes, Parliament, Missy Elliott. I mean, it's all over the place.
A little known band called Guns N' Roses was on that.
Guns N' Roses. That's a great scene.
I know,
but you know what?
Eve
Guns
6
N' Roses
is in the movie as well, but it doesn't look like it's on the album.
Which one?
Eve 6.
I don't think it is, and Guns N' Roses didn't make the album either. Probably didn't allow it.
That's what made me get into Eve 6 though, was that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where am I? Oh, this is another teenage movie that came out like 10 years before, but American Pie 2.
Yep.
American Pie 1 had such a low budget that they couldn't afford the music. But then this one, it was like a who's who of pop punk at the time.
Yep.
And it still holds up too. I can still listen to it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Just fun.
Alien Ant Farm. I forgot about that.
Alien Ant Farm, and I mean, even the bands that you don't recognize, you'd recognize a song if you were a fan of American Pie, Flying Blind and Phoenix TX, and so much good music on there. And again, the first one was okay, like the first 2 songs, Green Day, and I think Blink had a song on there, and then it just kind of went downhill. Third one was American Pie Wedding was good, but then by the 4th one, they only had 8 songs on the soundtrack, and they were all like just straight up pop songs.
Wait, they made a 4th?
I didn't know there was a 4th one.
Yeah,
American Pie, The Mold.
Yeah.
One that I definitely forgot, and I should have. I just remembered it. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Ray, did I give you the E.T. vinyl?
Yeah, I've got the picture disc.
Yeah.
That's a good soundtrack too. Let me grab it.
I think I gave you one as well, Ray.
E.T. vinyl. So is it just
E.T. vinyl picture disc.
Elliot?
And I hate E.T. because it's supposed to be about a boy and his dog.
So I got one from Jay.
And there,
Jay.
Yep.
So this the picture disc. It's the I don't know, collector's edition, and then I got one from Tim, and it's
The same thing.
He gave me a case though.
Well, it came with a case when I got it.
Oh,
all this
I thought you went above and beyond.
Oh no, I was just getting rid of the soundtrack about the boy and a dog movie that I don't like.
This was very close to making my list as well. Again, the soundtrack was all the top metal guys and some just rock guys.
We saw him sing that in live.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar singing that live was amazing.
Yeah.
No, I mean Get Out.
And it's a SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don, believe it or not, my son and I love the Scooby-Doo movie soundtrack. You know what? I do too. I seem to remember that being really cool.
It was. And I love how they had Sugar Ray actually in the movie too.
That's right.
There's a new one, new Scooby-Doo movie.
There is, yeah.
It's coming out. Yep.
Perks of being a Wallflower.
That's a very good soundtrack, Anna.
Serious, yeah. This is great. This one almost made my list.
Yep.
Hey, Brian. American Graffiti. That's just like that's the Dazed and Confused of the 50s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brian wrote to me and said that he'd be very disappointed if nobody had Blues Brothers on the list. So
it could have made mine easily. It really could have. And the Muppet movie moving right along. Love it. I'm surprised nobody's mentioned Ghostbusters. You know why? Because there's 2 good songs on there. Ghostbusters, which is even that's
not even that good.
No. And then the Taxi Boys. What was the name of that band? They had one song on it.
You're making the point.
No, I know, but it's a fun song. Cleaning up the town or something.
Clean up the town. Yeah.
I still love Ghostbusters, and the score is awesome.
Yeah, but as a soundtrack goes, I don't know.
But
I mean, again, nobody's going to agree with our favorites, and we're not going to agree with everyone else's favorites.
Correct.
But that's good. Thanks for chiming in, everybody.
Woo!
That was fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Did you have fun, Jeff?
I did.
Thanks for joining us, Jeff.
I was really hoping that something would happen and that your wall of cans would fall down during this
Want me
tape.
to knock it over? I mean, it's not like it hasn't happened before.
I don't know. I mean, you know, it's really up to you. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, no. Nope.
So close.
All right. Tim, are you going to go back to wandering the backyard? What's that?
Our Sunday evening drive. I like that.
Yeah. Are you going to go back to wandering the backyard?
It's a busy day here. It's Dan's birthday and Mother's Day and all that.
Oh, I know.
Wait,
No, I felt bad. I'm walking around the backyard collecting sticks, making a fire. Barbara's like, "You're on the show tonight, right?" I'm like, yeah, of course I'm on the show.
Hey, thanks for listening, Karen. Woo! And Dan, thank you. The bus boys. That's who it was.
Yes.
I would put that ahead of the actual Ghostbusters song, to be honest with you.
Grammy Award-winning bus boys.
Well, you said that that someone was when they actually commissioned it, they wanted Huey Lewis, and he said no. So they're like, all right, just write us a Huey Lewis song.
And he got sued, and he lost. Huey won. So Huey gets paid for Ghostbusters.
Yep. That's crazy.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks, Ray.
Hey,
thanks for having us, Ray.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks for having
me. Mother's Day to everybody.
Hey, happy Mother's Day. Is that a movie? Because I think the demographic would be pretty good if that was a movie.
Demographic. We're big with moms.
Before we leave, who's your favorite TV mom? Mine was Mrs. Seaver.
Oh, that's mine. I was trying to think of her first name. What was her first name?
I don't know. It's Mrs.
Carol.
Seaver.
Carol Seaver.
No, Carol's the daughter.
I don't know her first name.
It's Mrs. Seaver.
But it was Joanne Kearns, right?
Yeah.
I think that was her actor name.
Favorite TV mom?
Yeah.
I don't have on the spot. That's
the whole point. What about you, Jeff?
I'm horrible with names.
Well, what TV show?
I mean, what's the No, what's the 80s one there? Not the
that
80s.
narrows it down.
Forget it.
70s show?
Beverly Goldberg.
Forget
Goldberg.
I really like Mrs. Jefferson.
Beverly Goldberg. Jeff.
Yes, the Goldbergs. Yes,
Beverly.
You knew it. You know me.
Florida Jefferson.
Florida Jefferson. Yeah.
No, that wasn't her name.
She's hot too.
Florida was the other one.
Todd was my favorite TV mom.
Yeah.
I loved Peggy Bundy for whole different reasons.
She still looks good. She's on the Connors.
Oh yeah.
All right.
She's on the Connors now?
Yeah, she plays Dan's new love interest.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to watch it.
She's good.
Cool.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for everybody.
Distracted driving, right round filming for you. Distracted driving, jokes and games and interviews. Distracted driving, tune in, have a good away from behind.